It's so interesting. So interesting how he answered this because then Jesus answering said, he basically ignores like directly the question he said. A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. So here is certain man number two. So now that I know that certain means like free from doubt, confident, sure, man, now I want to know why this man was so certain. So that made me look at why was he going from Jerusalem to Jericho? Jerusalem seemed like a happening place. Lots of the scriptures are that's the epicenter. It's the hubs, lots going on. So why was he going to Jericho? So in the Bible, Jericho is known as the city of palm trees. And from one of the things that I looked up, from one of the things that I Googled, at the time of Jesus, Jericho was known as an oasis city. In fact, Herod the Great built his winter palace near here because of its warm climate and freshwater springs. So Jericho is obviously an amazing place to go. And so he was clear and confident and sure about getting there for whatever purpose it was and for however long, I don't know. But he fell among thieves. Now, see, this is interesting to me because this doesn't say that he was robbed or anything like that. It says he fell among thieves. And usually, if you're among something, you probably are familiar with it, you know? So it's possible that he either met people along the way that he began to travel with, or that, they were people he knew. It doesn't say that he was traveling alone. It just says a certain man. He was singled out of the story because he was the one who had been wounded. But that doesn't mean he wasn't traveling with others. And so this makes me think that at this point in the story, this person is homeless because he is. He has no identity. He's laying on the ground. Nobody knows him. So nobody even knows where he came from because he was stripped of his raiment, which is clothing, apparel, or attire. And so when you think about it, when he fell among those thieves, they stripped him of his raiment. But when you fall among thieves in real life, they could be family, friends. You could be on an adventure and people don't understand why you're doing it, present company included. I know the life that I've been living is absolute craziness and it doesn't make sense because I'm too smart to be living like this. But I know God has a plan because I gave him my life. But it doesn't mean that others will, even the ones that love you and care about you. They want you to be doing, in most cases, what they want you to do, but not what God wants you to do or even what you want to do. And so here we are. I'm like that certain man, being a certain woman. And I've been among thieves. I've been among thieves who have stripped me of my raiment or attempted, especially in this last situation in that shelter program. Woo! I said raiment means attire or clothing or apparel, but we are clothed with so much. We are clothed with so much more than clothing. We are clothed with our dignity and our pride and our self-esteem. When we fall among thieves who try to dissuade us from the way that we are going, or we're supposed to be going, whatever path that might be on, we tend to lose those things. And we're wounded. And generally it wounds our faith. It generally wounds our hope. And it generally wounds our ability to love, especially to love ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves, then it makes it hard to love God and to love other people in the right way. And so this journey of this certain man going down from Jerusalem to Jericho is not unlike anything that I would suggest most people go through, where they have a path, they grow up, they have dreams. What's unfortunate is that some of these people never have dreams. And that's part of being stripped. They never have dreams. They never know their worth. They're wounded before they ever get a good chance in life. And so those who he had fallen among departed, and they left him half dead. And we have a whole lot of people that are living life, and they are spiritually, emotionally, and physically half dead. They're half dead. Their life has no value to them because they were seeking their value from others. And in most cases, people do not give it to you, at least not in the way that you want. And so, let me continue. Because my mind gets caught up thinking about people that I know, people that I respect, and it hurts me that I know that they're in this position, and it's time to help them. And so we come to these two other characters who are not really big in the story, but they are because of their religious affiliation to the story, or specifically to the lawyer. And it says in verse 31, and by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So he saw this certain man laying on the ground, and he passed by on the other side. Then in verse 32, it says, and likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. So this dude, he came and looked at this joker laying on the ground, right? And kept it moving. Now, who's to say that they were like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long ago this was. Let me go and get some help, right? But either way, that wasn't helping that person in that moment. So along comes the Samaritan.